Hello everyone, back with my third review out of three reviews I have for you guys today because I did because I was going to watch the stupid Pinocchio movie on Netflix, not on Netflix, Disney Plus, but maybe not, no, probably not. But instead I watched I got to see The Woman King today, which has spurred me to review my other two movies, which will probably come up before this video. But and like I said, those other two movies I really enjoyed a lot. I thought it was solid. Probably Bullet Train over Nope, in my opinion. Slightly though. It's close, but slight. But my third, the last, but certainly not the best. Certainly not the least, but the best of the three, and that is the Woman King, which is directed by Gina Prince Bythewood. And basically, this movie takes place in the 1700s, and what it really focuses on is essentially Viola Davis plays this basically military commander of an all-female unit of soldiers under this king, under their leader, played by underneath their king, who's played by John Boyega, and basically their tribes and other tribes have got controls and hands and connections with other black enslavers who would turn on others, and basically the movie invokes the point of the whole era in which the 1700s of showing of how this queen how this incredible warrior type of general grew in status while also taking in new recruits, as well as bringing in with the white settlers coming in, being like, hey, taking in the slavery era, and what it does so smartly narratively is sorry, something else came up on my computer. But what it really thought really was so damn good about this movie is that it was purely evocative of the innate, that tribal warrior that kind of rises within. It's more triumphant and incredible heartbeat of the story, and all this is terrific performances. Especially from Thuso Medeu and Viola Davis, who are just bloody terrific in this. They were like, for me, it was like, when watching this movie, by the end, I just kind of went, yeah, move over Austin Butler as Elvis. A new forerunner for my favorite performance of the year, with Viola Davis in this front part of this movie. She's just, her art, the writing, the craft, and the pure evocative raw intensity built up throughout it, with this great feminine warrior aspect to it, just kicks so much ass, while also paying a genuine lip service for the horrific crimes that happened for what led to the slavery era, and showed other African tribal sets who were willing to be like, yeah, sure, take some slaves, while others were like, the ones that they were under were like a little bit more principled. They're like, no, we ain't gonna do that. We're no better than the white man doing this, so what? So no. Also, I've heard some controversy about that. I'm like, really? Do you not know history? Have you never even read like a historical book on slavery or anything? I mean, just wow. Stupid controversies that don't even matter. But aside from that, the movie's screenwriting I thought was very strong. I do think some side characters got a little shoved off at times, but the pure craft, the pure writing and story and the performances were really terrific. I do think some of the screenplaying points with some side characters were a little pushed off to the side at times, which was a little weird. And granted, this movie in my mind was a little built up. Like, I wasn't expecting, this film, the next Braveheart or Gladiator or Spartacus out of this, but I was expecting like this big, this great rah-rah type of triumphant, badass, historical war or type of films, which usually, for me, are my favorite genres because I love history and I love learning about war and important figures within history. So a film like this was just like had all these signs on it, which I just saw, and I just was like, oh, I'm going to love this. And out of the theater, I was just like, it wasn't like a perfect movie, but in my mind, it wasn't like a perfect movie, but it was still like damn great. Where it was damn great. I loved like so much of this movie was just so strongly on the performances and the and just like with 2018's Black Panther, you can just look at this movie and go like, oh, I love all the intertwines of the craft in this village and the designs of the clothes and so much of it just I can just feel in the detail. It looks so beautiful. It's gorgeous to behold. And so many of these performances in the movie are really, really terrific, as I just said before. I would say for me, Lashana Lynch, she plays my favorite character in the movie. Her character is so... All characters in this movie are badass. But Lashana Lynch, for me, really was... She may not have been the standout, but she was, for me, my favorite character. I felt like I saw a lot of my own self within that arm-bound, loyal type of warrior kicking through to the very end. Like her character was just like one who when watching her in this movie, I was just like, I feel you. I get this feel the intensity, the heat, the sweat on her brows. It's one of those movies where you just like I don't want to build it up as like as violently dynamic as 300, nor as ever changing as I said, ever changing as Gladiator or Braveheart or Spartacus or as any of those historical dramas. But what it does have is this incredible rallying call within this era that really mattered, and showing this overcoming point. But it's also within its own sake. Oh gosh, what's it? A coming of age story in this movie with Vyosa Madubu's character Naui in this movie. I thought she was truly, truly terrific. Her character arc, her character writing, how she intertwined with other characters, and her own story leading through was just very well done. I thought the big reveal, which I'm not going to reveal here, it's one of those ones where it just really, like in any other director's hands, it could be done really cheesy, and you would have known ahead of time, being ahead of the characters. But this movie has such a good sense of writing to it that it just had me there along with the characters, and I was just like, I found my heart just pounding like a war drum in this movie due to this really smart writing and the performances and these incredible action scenes that are so good. Absolutely. And like as I said with my other reviews that came before, I would say this. Is this my top 3 to 5 favorite movies of the year? No. But it's damn close. It's a really great movie. And I hope this doesn't become one of those. This isn't like, and I hope this doesn't become like last year's The Last Duel, where it was a pretty solid historical epic that basically flopped because they didn't really know how to market that damn movie from what its actual story was, which would be weird, which would admittedly would be hard to sell innately. Because that movie was shown to be like this weird epic when it really wasn't. But The Woman King earns his title. And for the record, it's one of those movies where you go, where I went in and I'm like, are you going to say that title or not? I mean, when they do say that, it's like, you become the Woman King or the Warrior King. This is one of those moments where I wish I had like my own sword, or a weapon, and I'll just screaming, they go, yeah. It's just one of those movies that has those, like, it just calls to the inner warrior inside of you, and it puts aside either gender or sex or race. It innates that inherent warrior, but to be the wise sage at the same time, and it really just pulls it through with such good story writing and terrific performances. I flat out love The Woman King. So yeah, for me, The Woman King was just a really solid, a really great movie. I give this movie an 8.5 or 8.7 or 8 out of 10 in my opinion. So yeah, this movie is truly highly recommended on my end. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. As always, everyone, till then, thank you. I'll see you in the future. Until then, cheers. Bye.